Hi, Marcia Hickey of the Wareham Free Library and our weekly book talks. This week I am going to talk about the newest book by Newbery Award winner Avi. It's called Gold Rush Girl, and it's a book of historical fiction, which means he invented a character and the adventures she's going to have, and this is really an adventure story, but it's based on truth. In the author's note at the end, he says, yes, there was a family with her last name at such and such a house in Providence, Rhode Island, and he even gives the address of where she lives. So if you were to take a drive with your parents to Providence, you could see her actual house. And he is known for writing historical fiction books because he also wrote The True Confessions of Charlotte Doyle about a girl alone on a ship traveling from England to Providence. That happens 10 years earlier than this book. And in this book, the girl, it's 1848, at the beginning of the gold rush, and the girl is in Providence, Rhode Island with her family, and her dad is a banker. He loses his job and he can't find another, so he makes the decision he's going to go west to California. He's going to cash in on the gold rush. And he sells the family home, and the mother and Victoria, her nickname is Tori, are to go live with the aunt in Providence, and the dad and the brother are going to go. Victoria wants no part of this. She wants adventure. She talks to her mother and says, but Mom, I need to take care of my brother because Father will not take care of Jacob. The mother agrees. She stows away on the ship. After they're out at sea for a day or two, she shows herself to her father. Oh, and her brother is in on it. And her father agrees this is okay. It takes 6 months by boat to travel all around South America and up to San Francisco. About 6.5 months, and they get to San Francisco. They think it's going to be a big, bustling city. Well, it is bustling and it is big, but it is primitive. Most people live in tents, not houses. There are very few houses just at the lower downtown area. So they go from living in a very genteel, well-appointed house in Providence to living in a cold, damp, muddy tent in San Francisco. The father leaves them with money. He buys his supplies, goes off to mine, and the children are left alone to fend for themselves. Victoria takes little jobs, her brother follows her around, but many times she has to leave her brother alone. One of these times she comes back very late because of a mishap with an oar in a boat, and her brother is not there. It's about midnight and her brother is gone. Everybody in the tents near them are all sleeping. She can't ask them, so the next day she searches for him. No one has seen him. She has made a friend while she's been there, and her friend has been there longer, and he says, well, you know, they crimp boys, they steal them, they kidnap them to go back on the ships, to go back to the East Coast, because when the ships, including Tories, get to San Francisco, everybody leaves the ships. And they leave the ships abandoned in the bay, and the sailors don't want to go back and sail 6 months. They've already spent 6 months on the water. They want to take their chance and get rich. So she and her friend make another friend, and they mount a rescue operation to rescue her brother. And it involves the boats that are abandoned. And at the very end of the story, he has a map of all the excavated boats that they found in San Francisco that were abandoned there. And the author does all of this research to make it a truly believable story. And that's probably what I liked best about it. I liked learning all of that history. I found so much information. And so it is realistic, it is historical, but it is also an action story. So if you like those three things, you will enjoy this book, The Gold Rush Girl by Avi. Thank you for listening.